Hey there everyone, it's Jazzboy here, and today I will be ranking the 5 official Secret Neighbor maps from worst to best. Now, of course, I will be basing this off my own opinion of each map, so if you don't agree with what I say, then feel free to share your own ranking below. With that said and out of the way, make sure to leave a like on the video as it helps me out a lot, and of course subscribe to my channel and consider joining my Discord server. But anyway, let's begin the ranking. So, the unfortunate last place spot will be going to map 4, Missing or Wanted. Map 4 isn't necessarily a bad map. It is a cool throwback to the first act in Hello Neighbor, and it's definitely unique with its map design. Not to mention the fact that it's the only house with a basement in the basement. What I don't like about map 4 is the overall layout and the flow of the map. To start with, I think the basement door that leads into the basement that you play in, this is confusing. I think the basement door in the house should be unlocked at the start of the match. Previously, that door had a random coloured lock on it and you would have to find a key in the house to get through this door. However, with how small the base house is and also the fact that only 2 keys would spawn in it, it was very easy for the neighbor to just get both of the keys, use the bookshelf to dump them in the permanently locked basement. And then at this point, I mean, what are you gonna do? The basement's like, it's locked, you know, the neighbor's already won. They even get an achievement for it. But now in the present, they made a huge helpful change and changed that key lock to a key card, and the problem is still there. Sorry I'm going on a rant, it's been a very long time since I've done a video like this. Anyway, another issue I have with map 4 is the way the neighbor room is designed. You get a literal single bookshelf inside of the house, then a trapdoor that opens up and allows you to drop into the basement. It's a pretty neat idea, but if you want back into the neighbor room, too bad. Go back inside of the house. And doing this and not getting box spammed to death in the process is, well, it's a miracle. But hey, besides these 2 main problems, the layout of the map is pretty good. It's nothing too out of the ordinary, but it is a pretty unique map, so I can't give it all the hate. Well, actually. Now, moving on to 4th place, and we have the newest map, the Golden Apple Amusement Park, also known as Map 5. Map 5 was just released a couple months ago, and at first, I was really intrigued by it. Similar to what Map 4 did, it took its map idea from something that previously existed in the franchise, and in this case, it was Hello Guest. The difference, however, was that instead of copying the amusement park bit by bit, it was its own map and wasn't just a replica. Map 5 is a cool map, and it's definitely visually pleasing, but I do have some things to complain about, so let's get those out of the way. To start with, I don't know if this is just me, but navigating map 5 is really hard. I played the map for several hours on launch day and I still have trouble figuring out where different rooms are and where certain keycard doors can be found. The map also feels really big, and if the other kids get caught early on, then you're pretty much screwed unless you're some kind of god player. The neighbor seems to always have the upper hand, and while the neighbor bookshelves don't offer some crazy advantage, the map is split up into a few different areas, so if you use the sonar, you can quite easily go after the kids without them being able to get away in time. But anyway, that's all the negative stuff I have to say about map 5. Map 5 in my opinion is the nicest looking map, and I love the addition of tomato bushes and vending machines, which make the map unique and help it differ from other maps. But anyway, now ironically in 3rd place, we have the 3rd map, which despite its recent name change, which by the way is horrible, I'm still gonna call it The Storm Is Coming. Map 3 was added to the game with the 2020 summer update, and at first I wasn't that interested by it. It lacks the spark that map 1 and 2 have, and it doesn't fit into the same house idea as the first 2 do. However, my opinion of the map changed when the rocket update arrived, because I actually saw a purpose for the map. It sort of explained why the map wasn't a basic house like the first 2, and the rocket made it way more interesting. Map 3 is quite different to map 1 and 2 in the sense that most of the time the rooms are separated on their own and there are no corridors connecting rooms to each other. You'll have to travel around the map outside a lot of the time, and then enter rooms through keycard access or even breaking windows. Then of course, if you're not interested in the gameplay that map 3 has to offer, you can always gather friends for the rocket event. The rocket event in my opinion takes the most effort and teamwork out of all the in-game events, so don't try and do this in a quick game. It's definitely a fun event and you can do it multiple times without getting bored. Unlike map 4 and 5, I can't think of many bad things about this map, so I'd say it's pretty deserving of the middle spot. My only complaint would be that there isn't much flow in the map, so if you're trying to get to the kitchen from the bedroom, then you'll either have to hope someone pulled the lever on the other side, or you'll have to go all the way around the map, which can just be a pain. Nevertheless, map 3 is a really good map. Now in 2nd place, we have the original Secret Neighbor map, map 1, the Neighbor Case. Map 1 was the first playable map in Secret Neighbor, and it's been around since the 2018 pre-alpha build of Secret Neighbor. What makes map 1 such a great map, you ask? For me, it would have to be its layout. I really love some of the different areas such as the kitchen, the greenhouse, and especially the roof, which by the way we'll talk about more towards the end. Navigation in the house is no problem with the corridors, and even when the neighbor blocks a part of it off with a gate, there is always still at least one way to get around them. The neighbor could also travel around the house really easily with bookshelves which have really good placement in this map, which allowed the neighbor to enter and exit the neighbor room from 3 different hallways on 3 different floors. Map 1 just sort of has that spark to it, which is why I really love the map, and while it's not an amusement park or anything crazy, the simple house idea is done super well here. My only complaint would be that map 1 has seen better days, specifically with the roof. When the full game released 2 years ago today, as you'll probably know, the roof on map 1 was so much more interesting. First of all, you had the tower which had a really cool design and added flair to the roof, and yeah, sure, it might have just been there for Halloween, but what about the windmill? I'll never understand why it was taken out of the game. It was such a good addition, it just made the roof look better. Now in present day, the roof is really boring, and while the attic is a good spot for keys, the actual roof itself isn't that interesting anymore. But anyway, now that I've calmed down from ranting about the last 4, here's one that I'm actually looking forward to talking about. I'm kidding, by the way, they're all decent in their own way. Coming in at the top spot of this list, we have map 2, Return of the Guest. Map 2 was the first map to be added to the game following the original. It was playable in an exclusive Steam beta on Secret Neighbor before being added into the game as an official map in the 2020 Easter update a few weeks later. What I really love about this map is the overall design and layout of the house. Yeah, you've got similar rooms to map 1, but that is one of the reasons I like it. It still has the same vibes that the first map has, while also being unique in its own way. Map 2 also has a lot of new areas that are really cool, such as the huge open hallway that connects the basement room to all of the floors. The hallway is a really neat way of getting around the house, and it's also a great spot for neighbor chases or confrontation. I also really like the roof, which can be accessed by pulling the lever in the hanging room to release the stairs in the hallway. It's another good place for confrontation and key searching, and you can hide in the bushes if you need to. Map 2 has so many good qualities, and there isn't anything in that map that I specifically hate. My only issue would be the neighbor bookshelves in the hallway. They are really close to each other, so it's hard to plan a sneak attack when the kids can just go to the top floor and wait to see which bookshelf you come out of. But other than this small dislike I have, map 2 is a really fun map to play, which is why it comes in at the top spot. So, what did you guys think of this ranking? Because if there's one thing I learned, it's that none of the maps are perfect, but they're all good in their own way. I'm just kidding, map 4 sucks. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and consider joining my Discord server if you want to appear in videos like these. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Good day, and goodbye.